Hi guys, so for the gun drive, I'm going to kind of go through some steps of getting it working, doing the required driver installs. So right here, I have a fresh PC build. It's a mini PC that has been nothing added whatsoever. I just turned it on and got Windows loaded. And we'll see what it is. It's kind of a low spec mini PC. It is a Intel N95 1.7 gigahertz, only 8 gigs of RAM, running Windows 11 Pro. So I'm just going to demonstrate if I try to launch on the gun drive itself. So you got 3 folders: gun build, install, and launchbox. So I'm going to go to launchbox and just try to launch it, and I believe it'll get an error. As you can see, it gets this error because we probably need some run times installed. Like I said, this PC is just stock right out of the box. But first thing I'm going to do is probably go to Windows Update. So you want to make sure your Windows is up to date. I do recommend Windows 11 for the OS that you're going to be running this on. As you can see, there's a bunch of updates here, so I'm going to go ahead and update for the latest Windows 11. So I'm just going to let this go, and I'll be right back. Okay, the PC is finished updating all the Windows 11 updates. So that would be the first step. Then we want to go to the root directory of the gun drive, try D install directory. So we got, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the best order to do this in the most efficient way. But for now, we'll just go here, Launchbox dependencies, and we'll just go ahead. I have Launchbox set up here, just in case you need to reinstall it. It will save all, it won't overwrite any of the user settings, but if you get any kind of error, you can just run through this install and it'll just kind of bring everything back how it should be. 13.14 is the latest. So we want to just go ahead and do .NET Core. I'm not going to go ahead and do these, it's already installed. .NET Framework, then Redist, VCD Redist 64. I think I already installed that, but just go ahead and install. As you can see, I already installed it. And then x86, I don't think I installed that. Let's go ahead and install that, and that's it. So we're done with that. And Launchbox, I have it open right now, but I'll go ahead and show you. It works fine now. So that's where we're at right now. Launchbox 13.14, and here we go. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and minimize this and go back into the install directory. We got AutoHotkey, that's important to run scripts. So I think I already installed it, but we'll just kind of go through it anyway. Just yeah, so it says repair, modify, or install. What you'll see is just install. It's very quick, and then that's it. So once that's installed, you can run all the scripts, which is all automatically done with Launchbox Big Box. Reba Tuner, that's used specifically for AMD GPUs that run for the game's Aliens Extermination. It's used to slow down the FPS. So if you want to just go ahead and install this, if needed, but I'll just, well, I just won't install it now, but if it is needed, if you run Aliens Extinction and it's going too fast, we'll need to install Reba Tuner. And then you just kind of go through all of these. This is actually required for the game Elevator in Action, I believe, or Elevator Invasion, or else it'll crash. So it's a very easy install, quick and easy, done. TTX codecs. Now this is a little bit more involved, and I will go through that here shortly. So the TTX codecs are needed for the game's Haunted Mansion and Fright Fear Land and I believe Gaia Attack, because it uses those games play videos for in their track mode, and it'll crash if these are not installed. So basically you just kind of follow these directions. You go into the VP6 folder, run VP install as admin, done. Go into the WMV9 folder, you run this as admin, and it's going to do its little install. Yes, okay, set up complete. Then you want to take this folder here, take the Intel Indio folder, place it somewhere on your PC. I always put it to the root of C drive. If you go C, just put it here, paste, and then you want to run the install bat inside this folder as admin, and the DLL is registered, and we're good there, all done. Go back into the install folder at DirectX, go ahead and there's a setup. We'll just go ahead and do this. Okay, now we got DirectX. My mouse isn't working good. Okay, here we go. This is, you'll see a bunch of files here, but you want to just scroll down to DX setup, double click, accept, next, and it's gonna just install everything needed. This may take a few minutes. It should be done here pretty quickly. And that's it, all done. And then Visual C runtimes. We'll just go ahead and now this is this is recommended for all the Technoparrot stuff. If you just hit install all bat, it'll just kind of go through everything and install what's needed. And if you get a pop-up that says failed or already installed, just cancel, because your PC may already have some of these installed, just depending on what you what PC you're running on. If it's a gaming PC, you might already have a lot of these installed actually. So okay, simple as that, done. And then Borderless Gaming. Okay, now we're going to do Borderless Gaming. It is required to make some games full screen that are not full screen by default. Just go ahead and double click, install, accept agreement, next, 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 and we'll go ahead and start it. And normally you wouldn't see any of these in here. It would be blank, but that's why we have to do this next step. So if we take this folder here, copy. Oh wait, first we have to go to the options of File Explorer. Go to options. We want to make the hidden files visible. So if you go here, you'll see show hidden files. Make sure that is checked. Hit OK. Then we gotta copy this folder. We want to put it into this directory here. So C users, and it's going to be different for you, whatever your username is. In this case, it's Northwest Arcades. And we're going to go app data and roaming. And we're going to hit paste and replace files, yes. And that's it. Now all of the games should show up in the Borderless Gaming app, which is Action Dika, Operation Ghost, Sega Golden Gun, and Too Spicy. And that's it. Okay, so now we have all the dependencies involved. Launchbox should launch perfectly fine now. All the Technoparrot games should run. The next thing we're going to do is set up the Sinden guns. And we're just going to go back to the root directory and go from here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do after all the installs, driver installs, we want to go into the root folder, go to gun build. We're going to configure, make sure the light guns are set up properly. Go to tools, and here you'll see a bunch of Sinden light gun folders. Most of these are here are for archival purposes. This is the main one we're gonna use. So we're just gonna go here, and we want to go ahead and open it. And you should have your light gun plugged in. And we're gonna see it on the tray. If it's minimized, just go ahead and put it up. Right now, mine is connected as red, which it's supposed to be, but if yours is not, say you had a black gun or gray, we want to go ahead and go to firmware upgrade, hit stop, and you're going to select your gun because we want to get the info for it. So we select it, get light gun info, and right now it's obviously it's red, but yours could be black or gray or blue. So for player 1 we need red, for player 2 we need blue. So mine already comes up as red, but I'll go ahead and do it again just for demonstration purposes. So if you go down here, you'll see default black, blue, red, player 2. So for player 1 we're going to select red, and then update selected firmware, hit OK. Oh, before you do that, just make sure you disable joystick device. I have to mention that before you do the flash. But mine's already has that selected, so we're good. And it's just going to go through the firmware process. When it's done, that's it, complete. Now it should come up as red. Just go ahead and close that out. Then if you have player 2, you can do the same thing. Close it out, then reopen it, and then flash player 2 as blue. So since those should be good to go, we'll just go ahead and open it again. This is where you can do your double check, make sure everything is working. Just go to main, and there it is. We always want to, you can select auto, but I always just make sure I always have it set to red and set this to blue. Okay, so now the Sindens are flashed. We're gonna do the next step. We need to leave the Sinden software open, so just minimize, go back up to the tools directory, go to the Mule Shooter. We need to set this up. So if you go to the Mule Shooter GUI, as you can see, player 1 configuration, and we need to assign it the Sinden gun. So it's blank right now. So usually all Sinden guns have the 16C0, and then gun 1 is always gonna, usually, at least in what I've noticed, is 0F02 will be red, player 1, and then player 2 will be 0F01. So we're gonna go ahead and select 0F02 for player 1. We can confirm this by doing the gun here. I'm gonna go ahead and push Alt B for the borders, and just to confirm, we're gonna point the gun, pull the trigger, working. Reload is button 3, and then button 2 is rear left button. All good. So we're gonna go ahead and save the configuration. Okay. Oops. Save. And then player 2, same thing. We're gonna select 0F01, which I don't have my gun hooked up right now, so we'll just say that's that. Okay, so the next step is gonna be, well, we'll go ahead and close out the border, and then close the Sinden software. You have to remaximize it. Close. We're gonna make sure the PS3 games are all properly configured, because they use a cache system that is unique to whatever PC it's run on. I will try to, when I ship these drives out, I'll make sure to empty it, but just in case it does not, if you go into the gun build emulators, RPCS3, you'll see a cache directory. You see it's all full. If you hit Control A, hit delete, go ahead and delete all the files. And that should clear that up. And then this one as well, Eden, that's specifically for Child of Eden game. Again, cache, select all, delete. But I'm not going to do that since it's kind of configured. Once the cache is built, it takes a few minutes, but after that the game loads fairly quickly. So those two spots, and there's also a couple other games that use it, which would be Dark Escape, cache, select all, delete. So these are a custom version of RPCS3. Dark Escape. The other one would be Sailor Zombie, aka B48 cache, and then the last one would be Deadstorm Pirates Special Edition, which would be right here. So I'll have these all in an instructions and tutorial on like a PDF, but I just wanted to mention that here. Okay, so quick overview. We got all the dependencies installed for Launchbox. We flashed the guns to red and blue for player 1, player 2. We configured the Mule shooter. We deleted all the cache. Let's go ahead and test the game. If you already have Launchbox open, just open it. I'm just gonna try Deadstorm Pirates. Now these run off scripts. So when the game starts, it'll load the Sinden software and do some other things in the background. I think this requires the Mule shooter, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hit play and just see if it works. Like I said before, this is on a stock Intel mini PC, which I believe is integrated graphics. So I'm not sure how well this is gonna run, but we'll see. It does. I think I already ran this once, so the cache is going a lot faster. Normally it would take a few minutes, but it seems to be going okay. And there's the border. So it loaded right into a save state. Normally you would have to load the game. When the game loads, it would have to go into a gun calibration screen, but we're good here. For PS3, I believe the start button for PS3 is trigger and left rear button for some reason. That's just how it is. I don't know why. So we got the little crosshair there. So it's gonna load. There we go. So the front left button is the start. And just point to your level and shoot. Not sure what's up with the sound here. Gotta check the sound here. Loading. So far so good. This little Intel mini PC with only 8 gigs RAM seems to be working okay. But the FPS might not be so good, just because Intel integrated graphics. It's just not very good. So I'm just spinning, turning with the gun as part of the game. I'm trying to really do that by making a circular motion with the crosshair. I believe there's the D-pad on the guns can do this. Yeah, so far it seems the FPS seems a little slow. Like I said, your mileage may vary, but if this thing runs on just an entry level 8 gigs of RAM Intel mini PC, then most likely you should run on your machine.
Makes them regret they came after us.
So yeah, like I said, rear left button and trigger is a start button. As you can see, it pauses it. So when you press them both at the same time, it's like hitting start. And that's what I use to start the game.
Yes, sir. Shoot them with your golden guns.
Yeah, you can see the frames per second is just really not good.
Monstrous.
But It works. Alright, so enough of that. Put the exit out, off screen, hit the down arrow on the directional pad on the gun, and it exits right out. So this video is a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I had to kind of be sure to kind of go through everything, all the main drivers and runtimes that needed to be installed. There may be some things I missed, and you know, we'll go over that and updates and so on. I do offer free updates. Also, I can do remote logins if needed. But yeah, everything should be set to go. Like I said, this PC I demonstrated on was just a basic bare bones Intel mini PC, entry level. So if I got some PS3 games to run on that, you should not have any issues with your setup. And there's the Techno Parrot gun games that are gonna need to be mapped, and I have a separate video for that and instructions. But yeah, so just wanted to get things started as far as setup, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions or issues. Okay, thanks for watching.
Nothing has